Get that it is a, well, I'm sure you composers, you know what it's like to compose music, you know, you just can't do it to convey it, rather. You know, you've got to sit in a room and get some inspiration, you know, all that kind of stuff. Handle the law comes down there. I don't agree with that at all. Anyway, so that's where I felt. So, and I went across there, really liked it, I thought, right, I'm doing it. So, kind of went through the process of getting across here, the visa stuff and all that nonsense. Because I got the BAFTA nomination, I got an O1 visa, which is like it's supposed to be a leading light in the industry visa. I wouldn't call myself that, I'm not conceited at all. I thought, oh well, you know, if they think that's it, I'm in. So I got in and I've been here since August. So I'm working at Big Huge Games in Baltimore, and I've got 2 projects going there, which I'm really excited about. I'm the audio director there, so I'm the kind of person that's supposed to be giving the guiding influence to the other guys there. And the other guys there are all very talented people. They don't need guiding at all, really. So that's it, so that's where I am now. And I'm actually not down to compose at the moment at Big Huge Games. But I'm thinking, we've already, because I got to Big Huge Games for this particular game they're doing now, it started before I got there, the music had been contracted out to another company in Germany. But I'm hoping to try and write some themes, because I'm thinking that if I can write main themes, etc., then I can pass it to them, they can orchestrate it and take it away. So that's my plan, to sort of keep some things in-house. But the next title we do, I'm hoping that it will be all in-house musically. That could change, so that's where I am at the moment. That's my lifestyle. So I just thought I'd kind of get one step. For now, that's it. So I'm not very used to doing these kind of things, so I just thought if people want to ask me any questions about anything at all, it'd be great to sort of, you know, anything you might care to ask, I don't know. Anybody? Yes, Shannon, no, Right. It's called Dream, yeah.
Did the music you write for that end up being the music for Phantom?
No. Well, actual fact, Greg Mill has taken the mickey at me for like many years about this. I keep managing to pull up the odd piece out and starting it in games. So some of the boss pieces of that ended up in Banjo-Kazooie.
Basically, most of it.
A lot of it got dubbed, yeah. But
Is
yeah.
there anywhere where we can hear it?
No, because people ask me that actually. You know, we always, when we do games, you always run to the dev kit, so you've got an N64 sat on your desk, and you connect to it through a PC, and that's the way it works. So all the samples are sat inside the so you play the game, you play the cartridge. So without the sample set, I've got the MIDI files. And I tell you, I have got some of those pieces actually. I did do some of them again for a laugh, just for the banjo teams. Quite recently, actually, about a couple of years ago. I've got some of those sat at home. Legally, I don't know. I'm actually in the process of setting up a Kirkhope.com. I've got the name, I've bought the name now. So I'm going to do a website at some point. I'm not really good at it, I'm going to try and just do it myself. So then I can put all the other stuff on there. You couldn't download it, but you can hear it. So you keep typing in Kirkhope.com over the next 50 years. I might actually finally manage to work out how to do it, So you might see it somewhere. That's my plan. So I can troop out some of the old stuff that people haven't heard probably and put it on there. But you can't download it because I think legally I've probably not allowed to do that. But yeah, so some of the tunes are Donkey Kong. Actual fact, one of the main Dream theme is in Pinata 2. It's in it's a theme I really liked. I really liked the main Dream theme, and I just kept it in like a mid back pocket, thinking I'll get that out one day. It's a great tune. I thought it was anyway. That actually appears in Pinata 2. It's in, I think it's. Because Pinata 2 is essentially the same game again, but it's got an ice and a desert area. I don't know if you know the game, but as well. And I wrote new pieces of the desert, new pieces of the ice level, and I also wrote 2 or 3 or 4 more pieces for the main garden. It's one of the new pieces in the main garden. In actual fact, in Pinata 1, the very tune that kicks off at the start, when you get to the garden, that was originally written for Cameo. So I kept it. Never waste. Anybody else have any questions for me? Yes, sir, yes.
Did you get to work on any of the Star Fox games that Rare did?
I did actually play guitar on it. I played guitar when Dave Wise was doing, that game was called Dinosaur Planet before, that got changed. It wasn't really going anywhere, and it was another case of, quick, let's get some kind of Nintendo-esque figure into it to sell, and stuffed old Fox McCloud in there. And so I did guitar on a bit. It was a bit. It's a bit with a sat in a spaceship and there's a kind of metal guitar going a bit on top and stuff. That's me. Yes, I like to do that. So no, I didn't work, not director. I played guitar in Killer Instinct 2 as well. So when I first joined the company, that's what they were doing. And then Robin said, you need some real guitar, so I did all the guitar and KI2 and the arcade machine is me. So I've got long hair then, etc. So I think, looking back at it now, I think when I was doing my music degree, I was kind of a massive metal fan. It was kind of wrong for me to be there really. I was playing trumpet classically. So I was a classically trained trumpet player, but I'm a self-taught guitar player. And I don't know, I kind of enjoyed the 4 years at college, sort of. But I just wanted to bang my head. I just wanted to be a metal. That's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to sit and play orchestras and stuff like that, you know. I honestly don't think that being in music college did me any good whatsoever. But actually, in as much as learning harmony or anything like that, my harmony teacher that I had at college was fantastic. He was an absolutely brilliant man, but he couldn't teach at all. So I just actually failed the course consistently every year on harmony. And I ended up going back to my teacher at school, called David Turmo, who was a really huge influence on my life. He was a really great teacher. And I went back to him over the semester and looked at it, David. I said, I've just failed this course every single time I take it. I'm useless at harmony. He said, well, you're good at harmony. I said, well, I'm not according to this guy. So I went back to him and he said, look, it's good to start again. Just went back to do my bar chorales and all that. I went back to all that stuff again and thought, yeah, I know how to do it. I went back past it. So, like that. So, I don't know, I'm really not convinced that knowing the harmony is, or the chords, or whatever you do, is essential. I don't think it is. I think it's if you hear the right notes, that's what's important. Robin Beamon hasn't got a music qualification, he's a great composer. Steve Burke's got a qualification, I have. Dave Clinic hasn't, oh no he has, but he's great. They're all great composers, they all do, you know, it's all about, if you hear his right in your head, it's great, you know, that's what's important. I don't think it matters about music education at all. I'm sure Hans Zimmer can't read music or something, I don't know if that's true, but someone told me that. Someone told me that he's learning at the moment. So, I mean, he's done pretty well, hasn't he? So, you know, I don't know, I don't think it's essential. But for me, I think it was 4 years spent wrestling with wanting to be a metal guitar player. I was in a couple of bands, we did some little deals, you know, you can buy the albums on eBay at the moment for like $4 or something like that, if you can find them. So they're not very good. Well, I thought they were good at the time. I wrote the music, so I was quite good at the time. And I did get back to metal a bit myself prior to that, just before joining Rare again, and did some little tours and stuff, but never got anywhere. So, you know, it's nice when I get a chance to play guitar. Like when I did the banjo tune for the new game, I did the metal version, you know, with all the tapping bit on it. It was great. You know? And I suppose, you know, I got given a guitar by Mr. Van Halen when we did that tour with him. That was great. So he was a really good guy. To get a guitar was just unbelievable. My pride and joy. So I can't play that, I guess. I don't know. I've had a bit of a funny career really. I think I really thought like I never thought I'd ever have a job. You know, coming out of playing in bands that have been at 33 and going right. That's it. No. You know, work in a shop. You know, I'm not qualified for anything else. I've only got a music degree. I can't do anything else. I can only write music and do sound effects. That's all I do.
You weren't married at the time? Or?
No, I had a girlfriend at the time, and she stuck by me actually. I mean, I think her parents just thought, it's a long story. She's 10 years younger than I am, and I think they thought this kind of I lied about my age to her and everything. I did all that stuff, you know, to try and win her over. Did you do that? Oh yeah, it's a classic. It's a classic, isn't it? Yeah, you got to do it. You got to do it. I turned up at their house, you know.